it off. What's up, guys? This is Mike Lurris, going to be casting the Grand Finals of League of Dota Season 2, Week Number 1. Alongside me, I have Nist. It's been a rather long time. I thought we would have done this a lot sooner, actually.
Yeah, it never actually worked out. It was always one of us had to go somewhere, or I had to do something, or never worked out, sadly. Or like, we had def wins, everything like that, but we're finally here.
5 seconds
Yes,
remaining.
best of 3 between Sugababes and Team Candy. We saw Team Candy on my stream. Sugababes just finished up on Nist's stream, and well, they played a pretty mean Meepo. It was pretty good.
Oh gosh, that was amazing, and I'm hoping we can see it somewhere during this draft. I'm very much so hoping.
Yeah, and also Team Candy, they had someone or a couple people watching that game, and I'm sure they know that Lizard's Meepo is something to be scared of. Of course,
yeah.
I think they should be more scared of, Alchemist and Visage and heroes like that, but
Yeah.
do you think Meepo is ban-worthy?
First ban, not at all. The thing is that the only time you can pick a Meepo is the last pick, really, because if you pick him up as like your 4th or 3rd pickup, it's really easy to counter him. And so, if it goes into the 5th pick, they don't have a carry for their easy lane yet, yeah, ban up the Meepo, because you just don't want to have to go up against it. I'd rather pick up like an Earthshaker.
Yeah, I agree. He's very easy to draft around if you pick it up too early. Also, by the way, for everyone who's watching currently, it is a 4v5. We're just doing the draft right now, and then we're going to remake into all pick. So I don't know how that's actually going to work with the ticket, but who cares, right?
Ticket will just show that there was one game for the draft, and there'll just be another game for the actual one. At least I hope so. Whatever.
AP, it'll be fine for everyone who wants to watch. But yeah, so we have some heroes that you could actually be scared of. Alchemist as well as Timbersaw, both pretty tanky in the front lines. Timbersaw, of course, doing the damage, whereas Alchemist would be more of a roamer. Sugababes also prioritizing the OD as the ban out. OD is just an infuriating hero to play against, but we don't really see him first banned all that often compared to some of the other heroes.
Yeah, you really only see him first banned in these amateur tournaments, really. In competitive Dota, like actual real big teams, and like Star Ladder, things like that, you don't really see it all that much anymore, because teams have realized that the way you deal with him is you just gank him. Like, he's one of those heroes like Shadow Fiend, where if you let a Shadow Fiend free farm, you will have to deal with a free farm Shadow Fiend. If you let an OD free farm in the mid lane, you'll have to deal with one. So what do? You don't let him free farm, and OD becomes not an issue anymore. So that's why he really isn't picked up anymore, or at least first pick, first banned as much anymore. But in these cases, teams still like to be able to ban him out.
Yeah, he's just a hero that requires very specific amounts of counterplay and very specific kinds of counterplay, and if you miss that chance, then your lane is going to get run over, and then he has a 4-staff, and then all of a sudden you can't kill the guy anymore. But Sugababes going to open up their draft with the Venomancer. Nothing really too surprising there. Opting for the Venomancer over something... Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Over something like a Visage, but Team Candy going to go instantly into the Pugna and Slark. They just went pretty deep into the pushing, just with Pugna by itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way that Sugababes is play with his Venomancer before is they like to go really, really hard push, and I like that Team Candy instantly answers with some hard push right back at them with the Pugna, so going to be interesting to see that. The other big issue is that we're going to be seeing a Slark, who, the way that I look at Slark is that he's a hero that can win games, but not directly. He can't really push towers all that effectively, but hell, he can go 20-0 pretty damn easily, and so
it's like a Pudge.
Going to be...
He's like a Pudge. He'll win you the entire game, except for actually winning the game.
Yeah. Like, the thing is that you can have a Pudge in your game or a Slark go 20-0, but then you still lose because they're like, well, what do we do for pushing?
10
Nothing.
seconds remaining.
Yay. But Clockwork the pickup. Clockwork is a hero that I find to still be a really strong hero, but I feel like it's going to be not that long until he's phased out by some other, in my opinion, stronger offlane heroes in the scene.
I don't really agree with that. I think he's always going to be around, but I don't think he's going to be first, second pick. I feel like there's definitely other heroes that you can pick more highly over Clockwork. He's still an incredibly strong offlane hero. I mean, just the Cogs being such a great defensive tool versus heroes like Alchemist and other melee heroes who have that very easy to see stun, and you just pop the Cogs and then you're pretty safe. But yeah, I think Clockwork, as far as a really high priority pick, is going to be phased out. I mean, he's kind of already phasing out as a really high priority pick, but he'll always be in the game until Ice Frog decides to hit him again somehow.
Ice Frog, please.
Keep my Clockwork in the game.
Gift techies. Gift techies, Ice Frog.
Techies gets implemented, Clockwork's never seen again.
Yes! Oh my god, that's what I want, is that. Get rid of all tech heroes except for techies. Just because it has techies in his name. It'll work perfectly. No more Tinker, no more Clockwork. What are their robot heroes? Are there any others?
Gyro.
No, Gyro. There we go. Those are the only technology
Dude,
heroes.
the
I guess,
backlash
but-
would be so harsh. If Valve did that, everyone would be so pissed.
Gyro, Clockwork, and Tinker removed from game. Techies put in. I think the community would be like, "You did what?"
We tolerated the Wraith Knight thing, but this is just too much.
Yep. Blizzard says that they have copyrights to all the heroes. Only hero in game is Techies.
5v5, all mid, same hero.
So perfect.
Would be pretty messy, but
Yeah.
we have some more bans coming out. We have the Weaver being banned out by Team Rare Candy, the a great hero to have if you're Sugababes, if you're up against a Slark, just because
Yeah.
the pounce doesn't actually do anything if you could just lapse out of it. Also, you know, Pugna Slark, no stuns there. Sugababes also going to ban out the Nature's Prophet. Wouldn't be surprised to see another push-oriented hero being banned out there.
Yeah, the thing is that Sugababes likes to run a lineup that, from what I've seen of them, of the 3 games I've casted of them now, is that they like to run a lineup that is able to push themselves, but at the same time hates to go up against push. So that's why they ban out heroes like the Nature's Prophet. Usually they'll get rid of heroes like the Pugna in their draft, things like that, and they just don't want to get pushed on. They want to be able to sit back and...
Respect.
Meepo ban! Why?
Respect.
Why you ban Meepo? Aw. See, I personally... In terms of this draft, like we were saying before, Meepo is a hero that you're not going to pick up as your 3rd or 4th pickup. So don't ban out the Meepo this time, ban him out as your 5th ban out, and then they're corner hold into something else.
And even if they do pick up a Meepo, Pugna, Slark are both pretty damn good, actually. I mean, I don't think Slark... Oh, man, this is my Meepo inexperience showing through. I don't think Slark would get hit with the net if he's in Shadow Dance.
No, it would hit him.
It would hit him. Okay,
Yep,
so...
it's just counted as an
never
invis,
mind
so
then.
everything AoE can still hit you, and neck can hit invis targets. It's just that you can't see him.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I actually think it's not too terrible. I mean, Sugababes obviously aren't committed into any direction, but... yeah, you just have to respect that Meepo. They saw it, and it's a pure respect ban, like...
Yeah, but the
utmost
thing is that
respect.
also the first game that we saw from Sugababes, we saw that they are able to play without a Meepo. It's not like Meepo is their one.
I would hope
hero,
so.
like, they need to be able to play with Meepo. No, there are some teams that have that sometimes. Like back when you saw Mouse with Black. Black needed to get up something like an anti-mage, or they just lost.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the way with Sugababes. They're able to play different heroes. They're able to have their carry. At least Lizard now, from what I've seen, is now going to be playing the Venomancer or the Bananamancer. Yeah, Bananamancer. And so they're going to need to find somebody else for the carry. And they're able to perfectly adapt to that, from what I've seen of them so far.
And Team Rare Candy actually burning through a lot of their time. They're going to go with the Visage. So a very solid support hero. I mean, they need one more support hero unless they want to do something extremely greedy. Pugna rarely, if ever, played as a support, and when he is played as a support, it's kind of sucky. But yeah, Visage can't really go wrong with that hero. CM banned out, Venomancer banned out, Alchemist banned out. I guess Vengeful would be another good setup if they wanted to look to roam aggressively, but Sugababes instantly responding with an Enchantress. So yeah, that's exactly what you're going, what you said before with that push but don't like to be pushed kind of draft.
Yeah. Venomancer is really great at both anti-push and regular push, because if you're trying to siege a tower and there's 20 Plague Wards down there, good luck. Like, good luck until you have a hero that can just one-shot them all really quickly. Until that point, not going to be able to do that much. And the Enchantress at the same time is a very defensive jungler. And I want to see how they're going to play the Enchantress here. I see sometimes that there are basically 2 schools of thought with Enchantress. One of them is the very heavy support. You're always in the lane. You're always helping your carry. The other one is the, I'm going to go and get myself a Mask of Madness and Earthshaker pickup, apparently. I'm going to get myself a Mask of Madness and a Aghanim Scepter Eternal Envy build, basically.
Yeah, Team Rare Candy with the Earthshaker, they actually played it in their only game that I casted today. Ice's Earthshaker was insane. They had such amazing blocks several times, and it was very, very impressive. Minor setup from his ally Crystal Maiden as well, and he got like a 18-minute Blink Dagger Arcane Boots off of no deaths, just a lot of assists, so wasn't too bad at all. So Earthshaker, very solid support for the Rare Candy side. Also would protect them quite a bit versus Enchantress. She's a slow hero to get into those fights. If you wall her off from coming out of the jungle, it would normally keep you safe, and then Sugababes can respond with the Gyrocopter. So there's their hard carry. They have their supports, they're just looking for a mid lane hero.
Yeah. The big thing with Enchantress is that she is an extremely tanky hero if you get up her Untouchable and her Nature's Attendance. Very, very easy to be very tanky with her, but the issue is that magic damage doesn't care about your attack speed. So if Earthshaker comes in there with a great Fisher and a great Echo Slam, Enchantress is dead. She just doesn't have a high
10
natural health
seconds.
pool.
10
And so that'll get rid of at least
seconds
one
remaining.
hero on their side pretty quickly, and then that lets Slark do,
5
Slark
seconds
things, basically.
remaining.
Yeah, and also you have the Venomancer doing the same thing, and Enchantress creeps, which under certain circumstances
Reserve
will
time.
increase the damage of the Echo Slam. So
Yeah.
kind of a delicate situation there. Candy going to ban out the mid lane hero in the Viper. With Viper out, OD out, I mean, Sugababes obviously have the go-tos of the Puck, Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit, those kind of heroes. And,
Yep.
well, they have the initiation from Clockwork, maybe a little bit more damage in the early stage. Something like a Puck would do pretty well, I think.
Yeah, Puck could do well. Honestly, with their style of play, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and go with an Enchantress being there for like something like a Shadow Fiend even. I think that if they put the Enchantress and have the Enchantress go and help with a jungle creep in the middle lane, which she can do very easily, that they could do pretty well with that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Puck or a Shadow Fiend or even a DK possibly from them.
Yeah, actually, DK would be pretty good. Add a little bit more pressure to that pushing, though. The matchup in the mid lane, if you're running DK, if it's DK versus Slark, Slark should be able to walk all over DK outside of Venomancer, Enchantress, Visage, Earthshaker's support rotation. Pugna might be there, but usually we see Pugna in the safe lane just to get that quick mech up or get those quick phase boots or even sometimes
10
arcane boots.
seconds remaining.
Start applying pressure to the side lanes. But either way, in Rare Candy, going to go with the Invoker, so it looks like it's going to be,
Radiant team
Offlane Slark.
yeah, or
Yeah.
aggressive. Their aggressive isn't that strong, actually.
Well, it could be pretty good because you have to assume also that Enchantress is
Yeah.
going to be in the jungle for at least 30% of the time.
And they have the
before
Sun Strikes, so it's not
Yeah,
too
exactly.
bad.
And the thing is that they might not have exactly the best farming lineup or the best all-around lineup, but you have a Soul Assumption from the Visage, you have a Fisher from the Earthshaker, you have Nether Blast from Pugna. You can deal a lot of damage really quickly, especially if you
10
have the
seconds.
Decrepify
10
come out from
seconds
Pugna right before those
remaining.
things hit. It's a very dead hero.
5 seconds
Yeah, it's not going to be a
remaining.
terrible tri-lane, but I do think that Sugababes have a slightly better one.
Reserve
Gyrocopter with the Rocket Barrage is hard to really compete against, and as long as their Enchantress is active in that lane, as long as she's not, doing that AFK jungling thing that you were talking about,
Yeah.
then Sugababes should be able to do decently in that lane, at least not get utterly demolished by a tri-lane. And if you're
10
surviving versus an
seconds
aggressive
remaining.
tri-lane, then generally you could say that that's a win. Magnus is going to be the last pickup from Sugababes, so going to add a little bit more initiation in that Blink Skewer in the mid-game, and then of course the RP, Call Down, Venomancer, Ultimate, kind of mass damage. So everyone's leaving, so it looks like we are going to be
Going to
leaving as
recreate.
well in Remake.
Now I thought we were doing the 4v1. Let's go.
There's no one here though.
Oh no, sad day.
1v5, 1v0, easy.
1v0. Here we go.
Alright guys, we're going to remake it into AP. We'll be right back. How is it taking so long for everyone to get back into this game?
I have no idea. Well, occasionally people will let go AFK during the draft or something.
Right, you want to hit AP?
Yep. Living a Cloud is ready. Ronnie is ready.
I'm a real stickler for the logos. Makes it look so much better.
Yep. They have a logo. Apparently shows up in game. Whatever.
Sure, take his word for it. Doesn't matter too much.
Okay. And good luck, have fun to the teams. Here we go. One of these days I want to host an all-random tournament. Just throwing that one out there.
Or just host it in all random and they don't see it. They think it's captain's mode. Suddenly, 5 carries.
There we go. Gosh.
Ah, their logo isn't showing up. Shame. Liars.
Lies and slander. I need to message Cyborg Matt and see what he's gotten about the event.
Venomancer.
Cyborg.
Wait, why are they Team Rice and Crackers now? What happened? What happened?
Oh god.
They
The
just thought
game
of
is falling apart.
they thought of everything that has RC and they just took them.
Rice and crackers. Oh boy.
There we go. Alright guys, so we're back in this game. We had to remake it into AP because we didn't really want a 4v5. That would have been a little bit messy, but we have on the Sugababes side the Magnus as the last pick. As we said before, would give them a little bit more team fight, a little bit more initiation, which is really what you want. Oh, we have an early level 1 smoke. Here we go. I'm just going to run through the Sugababes side real quickly. Live on a Cloud is going to be playing the carry, Gyrocopter, Ronnie mid lane as the Magnus. INS is going to be playing that Clockwork. Lizard is going to be using his micro skills as the Enchantress this time. And we have Sephiroth VG on the Venomancer following up the rear. And it looks like they're not going to find anyone, actually.
Yeah, sad day for them. They're moving into the dire jungle here, and it's always... Oh, they actually might find somebody with this Slark. That could be possible.
But can they kill the Slark? I don't know if they
He has
can.
Pounce level 1. They have... probably not, actually. He would be able to escape us. Like, they have the slows, but they don't have stuns.
I think they're just going to chill right in this area right here and then just try to crash him. Oh, they have the wards down. They really want this Slark dead,
Oh, yeah, they do.
but they're not going to get him. I don't think they're going to get him.
Yeah, Slark is a little bit too elusive. If it was like any other hero on the lineup, they could easily get him, but the Slark...
Sorry.
The big thing is it's going to be... How dare you? It's going to be a Slark versus this aggressive tri-lane. And this aggressive tri-lane with the Enchantress, actually, which is going to be interesting. So, going to need to make sure that this camp does not get blocked.
Yeah, of course, with them running the aggressive tri-lane up in the top lane instead of, defensive that we thought, the Clockwork is going to be kind of thrown to the wolves, a 1v3, and INS is now in a ton of trouble. Although he spotted out the Earthshaker, it looks like he will decide to back off and go a different route.
Made the right decision.
Yeah, but Clockwork in this tri-lane is... He's going to survive. He has, of course, the defensive tower that's really, really close to the point where the creeps meet, but still, I think the Pugna as well as the Earthshaker Visage tri-lane should be doing a lot to shut down this Clockwork, though diving a Clockwork is always trouble just because cogs can mess everything up, especially when you're behind this tier 1 tower, just messing with the tree pathing and everything like that. And we already see Sephiroth and Ice trading a couple hits.
Yeah, just gonna get a right click off from each of them and just some support messing with each other. And they're already gonna get the Observer Ward. Observer Wards dying this early on in the game is huge if you're able to get them that early. With the huge cooldown on it that or the cooldown they have on it now, any vision that you deny is huge.
5? You missed like 5 times in a row on that Observer Ward. Super Drive really struggling.
This is go home, you're drunk.
Yeah, clearly he needs to pick a different hero. But
Yeah.
mid lane, Ronnie does have 1 point in Skewer, so actually killing him is going to be a little bit difficult. Ice is going to reveal himself, try the Visor twice, and then... Well, man, I was just like talking him up so much, and then he just completely whiffs. Damn.
I mean,
but
if
Enchantress coming in.
this is
Enchantress coming in from the
bad,
behind. Super Dry gonna get netted up, and the Centaur Stomp is there as well. Super Dry gonna go down. Lizard claiming first blood, and congratulations, dude. Jester
I got
now
an item.
gonna get dove. He has, well, the support Fisher. Lizard kind of behind the tower, though he does have that heal. Ice is gonna come on in, but still these neutral creeps are the biggest thing right now. Lizard is not gonna be able to escape, taking one too many tower shots. Centaur gonna go down. Ice going to receive a little bit of gold from that one as well. So it is a 1-for-1 though. First blood going the way of the Radiant side.
Yeah. And not just a little aggressive from the Enchantress, actually really aggressive from the Enchantress playing like that. No reason that she should have gone that far forward. And actually, Invoker, a little low there. I think it's only a level 1 Shockwave though from Magnus.
Yeah, the Enchantress was decently close at getting that, but I think she didn't expect the Earthshaker to be where he was. If the Fissure wasn't there, it would have been pretty easy. Meantime, top lane, Live on a Cloud. I guess Slark pounced on him, and then he forgot that Rocket Barrage does damage, because it does a lot of it.
That's a kill you never really expect. You don't ever really expect a Slark to go down to something like a Gyrocopter, because Gyrocopter doesn't have anything to actually lock him down for a period of time. So the only way that could happen is, if he pounced in and then got caught by the Rocket Barrage.
Yeah, and Sephiroth even has full mana, so that nothing from the Venomancer was used. Lizard, he's actually going to dispel the smoke, but Ice and Super Dry, unknowns to them, the Enchantress did not see them. But we have, once again, a try-v-try situation up on top. Gyrocopter, of course, excels a little bit more at this than the Slark, who generally needs a little bit more experience, a little bit more gold, and that's usually why you see him in solo lanes or really dual lanes at the most. But I think at this point, he kind of needs the protection, especially since he already dropped once, which, as you said before, shouldn't really have happened. Yeah,
the other big thing is that inherently a melee hero is going to have a lot more difficulty in a tri-lane than a ranged hero will. It's just the way that, mechanics in the game work. And especially when you put in a Gyrocopter who has flat cannon who can harass everyone in the lane with single right clicks, it really does start to escalate pretty quickly.
That is going to, of course, leave Fiery down in the bot lane versus INS, and INS is going to take full advantage of it. He's already recovered and then some from his, kind of pseudo tri-lane start that he was up against. But now up against Pugna, Pugna's got to be really careful. If the Clockwork gets to level 6 and Pugna doesn't see it, or if the Clockwork just gets too close for whatever reason, then Pugna is just going to die. If he gets caught in the cogs, if he gets caught in the battery assault stuns, then RIP Pugna. He has no way of getting out of there.
Yeah. Oh, top lane, actually, we're going to see some creeps going in onto Ice. Ice does get the Fissure off, getting out the Gyrocopter. Gale does, in fact, hit onto the Earthshaker. Earthshaker to try and run as far as it can, but Ice into the trees he goes, but Enchantress still going after him. Will we see the kill? We will, in fact, see the kill at the very last second there. Now this is going to be the next target, possibly. We're going to see the Ward trying to go for him at the same time. Slark, Gyrocopter going to be able to get this kill, most likely. Phase Boots being used, and gets the last couple right clicks, getting the kill. Double kill for a Gyrocopter. Not what you want to start off the game with at all.
Yeah, Slark kind of just served himself right up to that Gyrocopter. He was meaning to pounce directly south, but he actually went straight into the Gyrocopter, and that's not exactly what you want to have happen. Gyrocopter didn't have enough mana for the rockets, but hell, he has Phase Boots, and Slark is nothing comparable to that, so it's going to be pretty easy. Here comes Ronnie in the bottom lane, skewering back the Pugna into the clutches of INS. INS is actually pretty weak, so Fiery might be able to get a kill, though he's completely tapped out of mana. Ronnie has another Shockwave, won't kill off the Pugna, and looks like Ronnie will be forced to back off. Fiery gets to live. Sunstrike will just barely miss. Wouldn't have killed him anyway. Well, INS isn't done yet. He's going to open up with the Battery Assault. Fiery now going to get the good old Clockwork hug, and INS going to get the kill regardless.
Top lane saw an attempt from Enchantress to try and possibly go over behind the tower, but you can already see this T1 tower basically dead. 150 HP right now at the 5-minute mark, so this tower's going to fall very quickly here.
Yeah, Ronnie actually ran into the Invoker while you were just describing that, but Bottle Charges keep him alive from any possible Sunstrikes. But yeah, Sugababes taking a very early 5-1 advantage. Really, Rare Candy, with their lineup they have, it's okay that they take this kind of deficit because they have the Pugna. That's still getting levels, still getting okay farm. They could definitely make it up with the pushing with the team fights, though. They really just have to wait a little bit more and get that going, because if right now Lizard, with his aggressive Enchantress play, he's making everything happen. Jolly Joker getting walled off, and he's going to pounce into the trees. He will be spotted out, though. Live on a Cloud, as well as Sephiroth, can't actually go for him. Jolly Joker is spotted out once again, and this is not the place where you want to be as Slark. He's going to eat right through. The rockets are going to follow through. Jolly Joker going to try to fight his way out. Can do some pretty heavy damage with the Fissure, but it's a dominating streak for Live on a Cloud. He's going to be waiting until the Earthshaker Fissure times out and then just walks right on out of there. Slark dropping yet again.
Again right there, the Earthshaker Fissure just wasn't really in place. You can see that Visage was all the way back here, and Fissure came right here, completely blocking off. Very rough drawing there, but completely blocking him off, making it so Visage couldn't even get in there for a possible soul assumption or even a grave chill at all, so... Oh, actually in the bottom lane, Clockwork, Invis, going to try and possibly hug this Pugna. Tog's not hit, though.
Still has a hook shot, though. He can still go for this if he just point blanks it. There you go.
Yep.
One more smack. Battery Assault going to do it. In the meantime, topside Lizard going to try to go for Jolly Joker. I think this might end up being his death, though. We do have support coming in. Sunstrike going to come, and it's going to completely whiff once again. Jolly Joker got to back off with Super Dry. Enchantress lives with that 2 points in heal, and, well, Lizard's still sticking around. We know he has good micro, but can he out-micro this 1v3, especially with Pink coming in as well? Ronnie and Lizard, they both got to back up. They're just going to get completely surrounded if they don't.
And
And
they're
here
going to
comes...
find Invoker as well as the Earthshaker. Skewer away. Fisher catches him, though. I don't think they're going to be able to actually grab him here.
Yeah, they don't want to grab him either at this point. Sephiroth as well as Live on a Cloud, both in the area. Fiery's going to go back to the bottom lane, but he's died twice so far to this Clockwork, and Clockwork has actually picked up both of those kills, even though he's had some support.
Yep.
So Pugna being slowed down quite a bit. Once he hits level 7, he can start looking for the towers, but again, he's so very soft. He has less than 600 HP. The Clockwork can easily put him in a body bag.
Yeah, it's really, really easy for that to happen because it's also like you can't tell that Clockwork's going to be there. If Clockwork is missing, you have to back up. So all they have to do is have Clockwork disappear into the jungle for a second, and the push stops from Pugna if he's actually smart about his push.
Yeah, and it's actually the Sugababes with their pushing, which is, you know, not super supreme, not meta enough with the Pugna pushing. Good enough pushing from the Enchantress as well as the Venomancer, now carrying 3 points in that Plague Wards, 2 Sage's Masks because he needs that mana. They've already taken down the top tier 1, and it looks like they're going to look for the tier 2 as well. There's not much that Rare Candy could do unless they want to fight this, but there's a call down on the other end. I don't think they want to touch this with a 10-foot pole, but they have to.
Yeah, there's too much on their side. Fissure does hit too, but they're not even able to go off of that Fissure right there. There's nothing that they can possibly even try and do. Especially when there's Magnus sitting over on the side here. He doesn't have his Blink Dagger, so they'll have to try and skewer in with the RP. Shockwave misses.
Dire's top
And,
tower
yeah,
is
just there to
under
try and
attack.
force him back from
Radiant's
trying
middle
to defend the
tower is
tower.
under attack.
Yeah, they're just going to keep chipping away, and I don't know what happened to the Dire Wave, how it got all the way down here. I think Lizard's been doing some really cheeky pulling with the Satyr that he managed to pick up. Of course, this is leaving Fiery as well as Jester to do their own thing, but really they can't do enough to justify what's happening to their top lane right now. It's just being pressured, and there's no response as of right now. And now you can see the Rare Candy, their jungle is not their jungle anymore.
Yep. The thing is that even if Fiery is sitting down in the bottom lane by himself,
Dire's
it's not
top
by himself
tower
because
is under
Clockwork is
attack.
down there with him, basically just doing what he's been doing the entire game, completely zoning him out, and if he wants to, can kill him at any point. And the scary thing is that all these team fights are happening, and Rare Candy are already so scared, and it's without Magnus with a Blink Dagger, which is when they should really start to be scared. But right now, actually, Magnus could possibly be caught out here a little bit, or not even caught out, just spotted.
Yeah, the Radiant team, Sugababes, they are completely like staking their claim on the enemy jungle. They're not actually doing that much with it though, so if they sit around like this for too long, then they're not actually getting any farm, except for, of course, INS in the bottom lane. They're letting the Invoker have a little bit of free time, this Observer Ward, making sure that he's kept relatively safe, but yeah, sticking around the enemy jungle for too long, doing nothing, not really going to get you that much though. Still applying a lot of just passive pressure to the Rare Candy side, with Sephiroth as well as Lizard just always being in the area. Ice could crash them, and he looks like he is going to, though he's going to take a Shockwave straight to the face. Fissure going to fly and hit, but really there's nothing that they can do about this. Hookshot going to fly and miss. INS going to find Jester with the Battery Assault. Another ward is up, and I don't think Sugababes want to fight this one. They shouldn't.
No. Yeah, that's a very painful thing to do, Venomancer. Do not start to spam out your wards with the Plague Ward down like that.
Fiery, I don't know what Fiery's plan is right here, but it's definitely not going to end well. Fissure going to fly through, Ronnie going to get in there, trying to look for an RP, will only catch Super Dry. Sunstrike will kill him off, however. It's 1-for-1 so far. Jolly Joker going to get the pounce onto Clockwork, finish him off as well. The Nether Ward still doing work, finally taken down by the Plague Ward. And it looks like, well, Centaur, well, there's the call down. Super Dry is going to take a huge hit from this one. He's going to get worked down by the Centaur. He might actually die. We'll keep our mouse on him. Jolly Joker, though, getting the latch onto Sephiroth. It will be another 1-for-1 trade. Jolly Joker finding a double kill in that one. Centaur going to come again, but I think Slark should be just fine. Has Shadow Dance if it really gets dangerous.
Yeah. That fight right there, I feel as though Rare Candy did very well until that last couple seconds when they ate the call down real hard. I feel like they got a little bit greedy, but all around, nice Sunstrike from the Invoker, finally hit one as far as we've seen, but, you know, has his Force Staff up now, which is nice, so that's looking good, but it's like actually the net worth, so Gyro actually tied with Invoker, basically. Just about exactly tied, in fact.
Yeah, Ronnie's excursion to the top lane, just pressuring that, being in the area, let Invoker get a lot of farm, and I think most crucially, let him get to that level 9 mark. That means he has level 4 Quas, level 4 Exhort, which of course means the double Forge Spirits won't really help him now, though. He's going to Force Staff himself out of those cogs, and now with the Cold Snap onto INS, he's going to take quite a beating. The minus armor absolutely wrecking with those Forge Spirits, though. Ice got burned out of mana or just had a little bit short, unable to throw the fissure, and the Clockwork gonna walk free.
Yep. Not exactly what you want to let happen when a Clockwork decides to be that aggressive, is to let him run free like that. But Enchantress, 12-minute Midas. What's your opinion on Midas Gaming?
Well, if you're getting
hold
kills
that.
regardless, then
That
it's
Enchantress
pretty good.
Shaker's gonna be going on the middle lane.
And now Jester is going to get skewered back along with Super Dry. He's going to Force Staff his way back into the Enchantress creeps. INS living at 35 HP. Here comes the Jolly Joker, though, missing his pounce. Invoker's going to go down as well. No more Force Staff available for him. And it looks like Sugababes, they just completely clean up yet again. And, well, I think right now they could have easily gone for a mech on the Enchantress. I don't think they have anyone else who's looking towards that item, which would have let them easily take down these towers, but instead they're going to go for a little bit more greed and a little bit more into the late game. I actually would have liked to see them go for a little more early game, Power Treads mech, something like that, because Enchantress is getting so much money. She could have had it by now, quite honestly, and it would have let them just be free to A-move into this tower. Sephiroth gonna get caught with the fissure. He's gonna go down. Jolly Joker gonna get skewered in with Ronnie. There's the RP. Gonna catch 3 right outside the cogs as well. Huge shockwave value on top of that. Lizard gonna throw one more spear and finish off that kill. Sunstrike will miss completely. And Super Drive behind his tier 1 tower. INS as well as Lizard chasing him down. They're gonna let him walk free, but they're taking fight after fight. What would really be nice here is a mech, as Ronnie is kind of low on HP.
Yep. Yeah, it would be, but right now it just shows the amount of team fight that Sugababes have in their lineup. It's just ridiculous how you have the Calden, you have the RP, you have Clock being able to come in and disrupt things, you have the Enchantress being able to just do and be an Enchantress, Venomancer, even if he doesn't have his ultimate, like he hasn't skilled up, of course, because, you know, the standard Venomancer build, he still has his Gale, he still has his Plague Wards, and he's still able to deal tons of damage during fights because of that. And it's deceptively actually a lot of team fight. Because on the surface it looks as though Rare Candy should have a team fight.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah,
is under
that's
attack.
on the surface. What we don't have considered is the fact that the Earthshaker, not yet at that level 6 mark. Another Ward does still have another point which it could get. Oh, well, not anymore. He just leveled it up. The Visage only level 4, almost level 5. There's no familiars there, and Slark is having a lot of difficulty landing those pounces, which he put all of his points into. So if you don't get that skill landed, then suddenly you're out a couple skill points, or I guess 2 skill points at this point. And then combine that with the fact that they have no Echo Slam, they have no Visage Familiars, and then Sugababes with the level 8, the Venomancer, and the level 9 Enchantress, their supports are getting levels, whereas Rare Candies, they're not.
Yeah, that's one of the big things is that, like, people always look at, for example, the farm on carries. Like, they want to look at the Gyrocopter farm, and they want to look at, let's say, the Slark farm. But at the same time, down bottom, Pugna, call down Pixon, we're going to have the Rocket Barrage as well. Decrepifies himself, just going to help his death to happen even quicker with that Rocket Barrage. And a mega kill streak now for the Gyrocopters. 5-0-2 for him. 2,100 gold in his bags.
That's 5-0-2 with going for a build that doesn't prioritize Rocket Barrage. I love the Rocket Barrage build. I think that it's just strong enough to go for every single game, but he's going for the farming build. He has a little bit of Rocket Barrage because it's such a great value skill, and get level 1, you could easily get kills on it by yourself if you have phase boots, but he's going for full farming, and he's still getting these kills. That's a dangerous combination.
Yeah, that's a scary thing that's happening right now, is that like you said, he should be just AFK farming in the jungle right now, but he's like, no, never mind. I'm going to go and I'm going to get kills with this level 1 Rocket Barrage, and I'm just going to keep on getting them, and you can't stop me. Now, what do you think is his next item going to be? Are we going to see, what is he actually coming to him? Demon's Edge!
Okay, well, I think my answer is Demon Edge. He's going to go full on damage. I think if you have the points and stats, not going for the Rocket Barrage, it's a little bit better to say, okay, I'm going to skip the BKB. I have the Helm of the Dominator, I have armor, I don't have that much HP, but if I keep my positioning right, that shouldn't really matter. Demon Edge is an incredibly greedy item to get, but hell, if it works, INS gonna throw the hook shot in the mid lane, tower will be brought down, Ronnie gonna skewer Jolly Joker back, instantly into the Shadow Dance. Who's the pounce target? It's gonna be INS. There goes the Clockwork. And it looks like that might be it. They get the tower. No, Sephiroth in a little bit of trouble as well. The Enchantress comes by with the heal. Ice going to throw the fissure. Going to catch 2 as well. Is there any follow-up? The pounce is going to land. There's the RP, though. On to 3. Ronnie doesn't have much follow-up, but he's going to claim 1. He's going to claim 2. It's a double kill for Ronnie, and Jester can only sit and watch. Lizard throwing those imps from the low ground. Here comes Jolly Joker once again, still not taken care of. He's going to finish off the Magnus. Lizard going to slip away just barely. No Sunstrike available. Live on a Cloud is here. Doesn't have a call down. Going to get snapped up. So he's going to instantly kill those Force Spirits. Jester's got to back off. Fiery's got to back off. Cloud is going to reap the benefit in the form of farm. But as it stands, I think Rare Candy take a better fight there. Slark definitely collecting a lot.
Yeah, definitely getting a lot. And I guess were the kills, how many kills happened there? Was it 3 for 3? I think it was an even trade, maybe? Or what was it?
I know Sugababes lost 3.
Rare Candy lost the 2, so it would be the Visage and the Earthshaker. So 3 for 2, and the Gyrocopter wasn't there. So that's a huge win for Rare Candy there.
Yeah, I think the biggest part is that Jolly Joker managed to collect so many heads off of that. He's been struggling up until now, but opening up the kill with the Clockwork, just easy gold into his pocket. He's going to go for the drums, so he's going to go for the most cost-effective build that he could possibly get. I think at this point where they're fighting so much, you just got to spend all your gold and make sure you're getting as much bang for your buck as possible. But yeah, again, you mentioned Gyrocopter wasn't even there, and the Gyrocopter is one of the largest sources of damage from the Sugababes. I don't think he might be the largest source of damage right now with the Demon Edge and another Javelin in his stash.
Yep.
So that's a lot of
the MKB
extra
first
damage.
item.
Is under attack.
MKB first item is actually a really, really strong item to be able to pick up. Now, I'm just wondering if he's going to have the survivability to be able to deal with only having up an MKB, really.
I think it's really going to come down to, does he get stunned? Because if he doesn't get stunned, then the Helmet of the Dominator plus the insane damage will give him enough HP to be, comfortable enough to keep on firing. If he does get stunned, if Earthshaker gets in there with a Fissure into an Echo Slam somehow, then Living on Cloud's going to be very, very sad, and Rare Candy can easily burst him down. But yeah, so it's going to really come down to the initiation from Sugababes and the positioning from Live on a Cloud. But as of right now, he has enough to complete his MKB, and 18 minutes MKB is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I just realized just how sad these supports actually are on the side of Rare Candy. Visage right now just picked up his brown boots.
Oh god.
Yeah, he has
Poverty.
597 net worth.
It's the poverty build. It's not good.
Poverty Visage build. It's okay.
Meanwhile, Earthshaker walking around with arcane boots.
Yeah.
Man,
And even
so
then,
great.
it's 18 minutes and 50 seconds in, basically 19 minutes in, and all he has is arcane boots right now. If you look over at, like, for example, the Venomancer, he has up arcane boots, he's been getting the wards, he has up Sage's Mask, bring it back this Basilisk. Look over the other support at the Enchantress. What does she have? She's going towards an Aghanim Scepter with a Midas and Power Treads.
Yeah, but Enchantress has 417, so
Yeah.
she's kind of been getting fed. Yet, as a comparison, last game that Ice was playing as Earthshaker, by this time, he had, I think, Arcane Boots, Blink Dagger, and I think also a Magic Wand. So, yeah, he was stacked, and this game is clearly not going to be the same for him. No Blink Daggers in sight, I would say 30 minutes maybe, assuming he doesn't die too much, but it's going to be a ways away.
Yeah, the thing is that now it looks as though he's going to have to start to pick up most of the wards because he's realizing just how little Visage has. And if you give a little bit more to the Visage, maybe he can pick up something like a Medallion for his team, which would help out a lot. So Blink Dagger is going to be delayed even more for the Earthshaker. So actually go and look at the graphs really quickly in terms of gold difference. 12,000 gold lead going the way of Sugababes. And in terms of experience, over 10,000 experience going their way. So they are most definitely having a very strong lead so far in the game.
Yeah, they could probably look to take some of these tier 2 towers. Again, if they had a mech, which I think they still don't. No, the Venomancer's starting to build one, so they're going to look to get that extra healing up, and they have all the big things that they need, with the exception of possibly a BKB on the Gyrocopter. Maybe once they get that, then they could just go right in and start taking down the tier 2s, because Rare Candy, if they're taking a full-on 5v5 clash, they're probably going to lose. I think they probably want to take skirmishes, get as much value as they can from the Slark, but and at the same time try to dodge their reverse polarity, try to dodge the call down, make sure that those skills don't hit many people. But either way, their hand is being forced right now. They're tier 2, getting pressured while they're pressuring the top tier 1.
Tier 1 for tier 2 trade. Sugababes is going to be perfectly fine with this trade if they're able to actually grab the tower, but other looks of it, they might not actually be able to.
Yeah, they're waiting for another creep wave, and Gyrocopter is going to go for that BKB. This tower actually is not going to last very long at all. Gyrocopter being the heavy hitter in this scenario. Here comes Earthshaker, and possibly throw a couple fissures, but you can see the positioning of INS. He's going to let his positioning be known, but still, whoever gets hookshot, I'm pretty sure they're dead, unless there's an Invoker Bailout with the Force Staff. Fortification will slow them down, but this tower is as good as dead.
Yep. Going to now fall, and Mrs. Familiar showing up. Nope. Not really wanted to go in there, buddy, with those. That is, the thing is that Mrs. Familiars are worth a ton of gold, and some Visages don't always get them, or don't always keep them alive all that much, so the last thing you want to do is feed them when they're already ahead with those familiars.
Definitely, and keeping them alive with the gyrocopter on the other end is just a nightmare. Because I think 2 shots and the familiars are dead right now.
Yes.
Oh, there goes one.
Yeah. One familiar is dead, and he doesn't have the resummon for another 140 seconds. And there goes down one. This one's gonna die next, most likely. So
Fire gonna jump right in. INS gonna jump in, lay down those cogs. The call down is there. Ice is very unhappy. Call down onto no one. Ronnie gonna get RP, but only onto one as well. But it doesn't matter. Live on a Cloud getting pounced down. Meteor's gonna get dropped as well. Ronnie gonna blink forward for a scare back on Super Dry. Shockwave will kill him off. INS gonna return to this fight. He doesn't have that much. He has cogs, and that's about it. Lizard, though, on the high ground, throwing out those imps. Jolly Joker trying to chase down Ronnie. It's not going to happen, though. Lizard forced to back off for now. INS going to rejoin the fight with the battery assault. Force staff himself forward. Does have a missile as well. Shockwave missile will kill off Jester. Fire the missiles. There you go. He's down. Now Jolly Joker going to hunt the last one. It is Lizard. And he's going to... No! Don't go down there! Lizard, though, is stuck, and Ancients, I think, will kill her off.
Maybe?
To the death, Lizard. Yeah, there you go.
Enchantress is like, my brothers in the forest, kill me, and they're like, no, why would we do that?
I'm trying to enchant the golems, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
That was one of my favorite Reddit discussions ever. A little bit off topic, but there was a discussion about how we could possibly balance it so Chen could mind control Ancients when he gets level 4 Holy Persuasion.
Yeah, you can't balance that.
I mean, I think it'd be amazing.
The Ancients don't really have that much going for them, actually. Like, they're big, so they do a lot of damage, but they don't have any skills.
Yep. The biggest thing for them is magic immunity, but you can see the gyrocopter right now. Wouldn't matter if there's Ancients for Chen, but that's enough of that.
Yeah, so in the last fight, Rare Candy, once again, I think, as far as their fights go, it was actually a pretty good one. Invoker got a lot of value out of his spells, and of course, the Slark wreaked havoc again. I don't really know the exact tally of those fights, but RP was used on one. The Cogs initiation was used on one with the call down as well.
And
Super Dry.
This is going to be initiated on over here. Yeah, this is going to be a very dead Visage as the Cogs come around as well as the battery assault. It's leading to a very, very dead Visage.
Visage gonna drop yet again. That's the 6th time he's gonna die, though. After that last fight, Slark now picking up a Shadow Blade. Does the Radiant team have any True Sight? It looks like they do not, so Slark might get a free one, might catch off INS, though. Will he actually? No, he's going to go down south instead. Farm up the jungle. Rare Candy, if they continue to just farm up it like this, then they're not going to win the game. They have to make things happen right now, and well, he's going to find Ronnie as well as Lizard. Can Slark kill off either of these heroes? He's not going to try.
Both of them are too tanky. Enchantress tanky because of the Nature's Attendants, and Venomancer, though, is a perfectly fine target. And that's not a good pounce, Slark, at all.
It's not over yet, Sephiroth. I don't think you have an escape, though. Jolly Joker, scared of TPs.
The escape.
It's going to be merciful this time.
Yep. JJ Sama was merciful. Merciful God. We need to get EE Sama back into this. Oh my gosh.
Do you see a wraparound from Ronnie? Hookshot in once again. Super. I saw this episode before. This is a rerun.
This is I want my money back, please.
Literally the exact same kill that happened like 1 minute ago.
Yoda and the Furious, number 17.
There's a glitch in the Matrix. Alright, so Roshan, I don't know why Roshan's standing in that positioning. It's kind of weird, but he's a little bit further out of the pit than he usually is. It should be a pretty easy pickup for the Roshan, though Lizard is nowhere to be found. Visage is down. Familiars are nowhere nearby. Live on a Cloud, happy to tank this one up. Once again, Fisher going to fly through, and Live on a Cloud going to start to get burned by the Nether Ward on the high ground. Live on a Cloud's actually losing the Bash War with Roshan. This is the time to go, Rare Candy. If you're going to go at all, you got to just YOLO dive into this, because Roshan's still dropping. The Necro unit's going to go right in, will instantly get stolen. Live on a Cloud still hasn't taken down the Roshan. RP is going to be used, and instantly 2 are down for the Rare Candy side. No Echo Slam available. Jolly Joker going to go into the Shadow Dance, can try to take out Ronnie. He will be successful in doing so, though. He's going to pay for it with his life. Lizard gets a double kill. Live on a Cloud with BKB active, going to snipe down the Visage, and Jester with the Ghost Walk will escape. He'll be the only one to do so. Roshan has been killed and taken by the Gyrocopter, and it's not looking good for Rare Candy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I actually wanted to ask you this while we were sitting in the jungle. What is your opinion on the Slark Shadow Blade? Because I personally don't really like it all that much. I think that there are better items. And Sunstrike, nope.
Radiant's top tower
I agree with it. I mean, I agree with you. I don't agree with it. I think that the damage from the 150 when you break the invis is fantastic, and of course it forces the enemies to buy some form of true sight, which clearly they haven't, though after the Invoker escapes they definitely will. It's a pretty good damage item, but I think it might just be... I don't know, because the way that the fights are going right now, they need Slark to just be in the fight doing damage, and the Shadow Blade's a very pick-off kind of thing. It's not going to work well when the enemy team is grouped up as 5, all hugging around the Roshan pick, because you could try to use the Shadow Blade to initiate, and you might get it, but then what? You're completely screwed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really know what would be better. I think maybe a Basher, though that might be too much RNG.
I personally, one of my favorites has always been and will always be like Orchid Malevolent Song.
Yeah, I love that item
Slark.
too.
So I think that could actually work really well, but yeah, not the decision that he made. Went for the Shadow Blade instead. So let's see how he goes with this.
And there's not too many huge high priority targets to silence. There's no blinker. There's no blinkers or ball lightningers or pucks or anything like that, or weavers. And now on the top side, Jolly Joker gonna get a pounce on to live on a cloud. Gonna drop very low, but he has the Aegis. He's gonna pop the BKB and stand his ground. INS gonna jump right in for Jester. He's gonna force staff his way out of the cogs. Bronny going to try to go for the RP. Will get snapped out of it. Fire gonna drain him out. Constantly perma-stunning him. Lizard gonna get pounced, but that's not gonna matter either. So far, only a 1-for-1, and Jolly Joker is on his way out. Looks like everyone's on his way out. No, yes. Super Dry gonna try to escape, though Impetus chasing. It's a little bit too much. Wicked Sick now on the Enchantress, dishing the damage. Aghanim Scepter, Mystic Staff, probably Sheep going up for Lizard.
Yep. We might even see a Shiva's Guard, but nope, never mind. We will not see a Shiva's Guard because the GG gets called.
Ice has had enough. He's nowhere near his Blink Dagger and Rare Candy. Their late game, as I said before, is not comparable to the Sugababes late game. It's just not going to work. They needed to be dominant at this stage in the game, and, well, with a 2-to-1 kill deficit, that's clearly not going to happen. So they're going to tap out, and we're going to moving on to a game number 2.
Yep. Off we go to the game number 2, and we'll see all of you guys later back for that one.
GG.